Hello my pouring friends, it's Maggie here. Well, I've been chatting with Rob today, lots and lots, which is always just so lovely. And she got me onto a new YouTuber who's really not that new, but a person who I hadn't come across regularly before. And I really loved one of her styles. So today I'm going to try and replicate one of her styles, and in that notion, because I haven't seen it before, it doesn't mean it's actually hers, but she was the person who inspired me, and it is lovely to pay credit where it's due. So this is a shout out to Michaela Studio 13 on YouTube. She's a German pourer, and she's just lovely and soothing and wonderful. And this style of pour that I'm about to attempt, which I don't know if it'll work because I've never done before, is inspired by her. So my tray is actually on an angle, and you'll see that when I pour, and here you'll see I've got a little pin, and that's because that's there to hold the open cup, which I'll do in a minute. I'm just going to quickly run through the colors that I'm using today. Today we're using all globals because, you know, I'm a massive global fan. Melon, Eucalyptus Deep, which is one of the new colours, but fair income. I'm getting a bit sick of getting sucked in. It's my own fault. It's so similar to the turquoises that are available, etc. But anyhow, that's a whole other story. And the warm yellow. I really love warm yellow because it just reminds me of a really healthy egg yolk. Hear Jazzy playing with a toy in the background? I swear she does it because she knows I'm chatting to you. It's like like a child on the phone. Because I've got some bling here mixed up, and I'm going to use a little bit of that just in honour of Chantel. But anyway, that's a whole other story too. We've got lots of side stories going on today. And in the Eucalyptus Deep, I've added a little bit of the iridescent medium, probably about a teaspoon and a half to this cup here, which is about 140 ml cup. It's not quite full. I've only got silicone in my blue, my pink and my yellow. The white is virgin, well, it's unsiliconed. And let's go. So I'm going to start by putting a bit of white down, and you'll see that it's coming down on an angle. And as I already mentioned, my substrate, which today is the firm cardboard, you can see it's starting to slowly roll down. I've got a cup which I've cut the lid off, or the bottom off rather, and I'm going to place that here. And this is going to hopefully allow for an interesting effect. I'm just going to add a little bit more around. And let's see how we go. What shall I start with? What shall I start with? Starting with pink. Might see if I can pour from this side just so that you've got a better view. And in it goes. Bye, pink. And then, oh no, I've dribbled on the outside. That will impact it. Never mind. And now the white. And now, I think a little bit more pink. I'm going to push that through. And now I've reminded myself, or having a memory of why I don't like using pink and white, because I don't like all the variations of the pink that come through. But it's starting to come up now. How exciting. We've got some cells forming, and it's looking very, 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 very nice. Whoops, put some white in. I'm doing this in a nice layered way so that the white can really frame the cells rather than having colour blends, which, you know, is gorgeous too, but this is the look I'm looking for today. Okay, so that's the eucalypt coming down. I can see that my substrate is actually on it angle on the other way too. Some more white. Oh, I pushed that in a bit too fast, and I can tell by what's coming through now. And let's do let's do a quick flick of the torch. I'm not scared of, oh, did you see that? There's a spider that's just committed suicide. What a shame that I can't save it. It's way too late. It's totally submerged. I'm so sorry, dear friend. Dear oh dear. Okay, where was I? I'm going to do some yellow on. I'm going to add a bit more white. Oh, I've gone all sad because of the spider. I know some people think I'm a bit silly like that, but I'm one of from a breed of people who believe everything has feelings and everything's relative. I know not everyone's like that, and I'm okay with that too. Okay, well, I'm loving the way that the cells are developing. Are you? Just going to rock this over a bit that way. Not wanting to stretch anything out too much. And I'm going to put the white back on the yellow. I've noticed that when you put the white down on the colour previous, that's what pushes it down and through the cup. And, whoo, the cup's broken free of the pin. So that's going to be interesting. Here's the original drip. It's finally going to fold in and under the white. So if you replicate this and get a drop of colour on your white, don't worry, because it will eventually fold in and under. Well, well, well. Shall I encourage this along, or am I being impatient? You're right, I'm being impatient. I'm going to put a bit more white around it to help it stretch down. The rain's coming out. You noticed I haven't been in the Artivan? Artivan's out of control. It's resin territory. And I just sort of, I'm leaving it that way for a while. I've got a lot going on with resin at the moment, and that's the end of the story. Just bringing this back over this way. Oh, here's my other cup in case I had enough paint left over to do another canvas. I was going to do an experiment and see what would happen if I put white in with the silicone and do the same procedure again. But you know, as my Ronnie would say to me, don't get ahead of yourself, Maggie, because I am often very ahead of myself. Oh God, I love this yellow. And you know, in all honesty, why would I love a colour in a painting that reminds me of my egg? But I just do. Do you know that I've been off using white in my paws for quite a while? But this has certainly brought me back to it. Wow, look at this colour blend that's coming in now. Magnificent. And the size of the cells is quite phenomenal. I'm just going to pull this down, or I'm going too fast for the cell development, and then come back up here. And I'm just having to think about what I want to do next. Well, I need to put some more white down so that it can keep stretching. How's your pouring going? Getting lots of nice creations happening. Have you started thinking about gifts for your family for Christmas and whatnot? Sorry if I'm covering you there. Well, I'm just about out of white. I'm going to get this last bit in, and then I'm going to have to just call it done. I'll put a bit more turquoise on top. Oh, sorry, eucalyptus blue. Here we go. Will be my final colour. Now I'm going to maybe bring this down and just sort of let the cup float back that direction. Because I want these cells to really be at full capacity. I really think it would benefit me to mix up some more white, don't you? How about I put you on pause and go and do that? All right, fine, I will. I'll be back in a flash. I just wonder how much that's going to move while we do it. I guess we'll see. All right, I'll see you in a minute. Just going to use this last bit of paint on a flip cup on this piece. Just see how it goes. It's freezing. Well, the paint's not freezing, I am. It's like gone really cold again here in Berlin. We have 3 false alarms for spring every year. And put a bit of the bling. Hear all the rain behind me? I might turn the video off so that you don't have to hear it.